Hi everyone, welcome to another vlog. How are you all going? I've actually been buying quite a few books and I've not really been reading any of them. So I thought to hold myself a little bit more accountable, why not do a reading vlog where I read my most recent purchases. The first one is Break Room by Mia Lee, and this one is actually quite a fascinating one because it says, who is the biggest villain in your office? 8 people receive a mysterious invitation to participate in a new reality show called Break Room. Immediately, things take a nasty turn when they learn how they were chosen. They were voted in by their own co-workers as the people they'd least like to share a break room with. As more details about the game are revealed and alliances shift, each contestant comes to realize that surviving the show isn't the greatest challenge. It's facing up to who they really are. Welcome. Step into the world of the reality show Break Room, where every smile hides suspicion and every word could be a clue. That sounds so freaking interesting and fascinating to me. This is also the author of the Delegate Dream Department duology. I also have 5-Star Stranger by Kat Tang. I was originally meant to have this book in a previous reading vlog that I did before this one, but I just never got around to it. I wasn't really in the mood for it. This one, I believe, it follows like an escort service kind of thing, but instead of there being like any sort of physical intimacy, it's more like rent a boyfriend kind of thing, or rent a friend. Like if you're at an event and you don't want to be like a single Pringle, a lonely person, you just not chat this guy up, but you pretty much hire this guy to be your +1 in a way. A strikingly vivid novel about isolation in a hyper-connected world, A 5-Star Stranger is the story of a man who finds out who he is by being anyone but himself. And the last one is a book that I just recently started last night, How to Survive Camping: The Man with No Shadow by Bonnie Quinn. I have a habit of buying books that are standalone, seemingly standalone, only to find out when I do a bit of research into them that they are a series. It's a talent of mine. I don't know how I do it, but I do it. It happens often enough. And it really pisses me off a little bit because I pick up a book thinking it's a standalone. I come back home and like, oh my god, like of course it's a bloody series. Of course it is. But this one is a series, okay? It's been labeled as a cozy horror, and it's about this woman. Her name is Kate, her name is, and she has this guide for, what do they call them? Like a camp manager, like a campground manager. She manages a camping ground that she inherited from her parents. And what it is that she writes these guides down for people who want to camp in her camping ground. And this land is a little bit supernatural. There's like monsters, there's these kinds of gods kind of thing. And I'll just read the back of it to you. Some rules to help you survive your camping experience. Pack some heavy blankets, it can get cold at night. When planning your camp, allocate 3 extra feet per tent. This leaves room for ropes and stakes. Don't follow the lights. I can't believe I even have to say this one. Don't follow the lights. Be wary of a friendly man who may approach you in shaded areas. Try to convince him to move into the sunlight. If he casts a shadow, you can assume it's another camper. Otherwise, enter the conversation immediately and leave as quickly as you can. Like, this one actually really grabbed me when I saw this at the bookshop because I don't know, like, how to survive camping. Like, what do you mean? Camping's already pretty scary as it is. I have been camping before when I was a lot younger, and if you see closely, you see that guy? He literally has no shadow at all. There's like a whole heap of other guides as well that she has written for these campers, I should say. And wow, focus, what's happening? I'm having a good time so far. I've read 20 pages. I'm 20 pages in. I'm enjoying it. It's like it's already like dived into like the kind of creepy spookiness. There are experienced campers who know like what is involved or what happens in these camping grounds and really take, and because of their experience camping on these grounds, they really take the guides and the rules very seriously. And then you have, like, this is an update that I'm giving you, and then you have the newer people in these camping grounds that really don't take it too seriously. They're just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever kind of thing, and they just brush it aside. And then when they get themselves into sticky situations, they have to ask Kate to help them. I'm having a good time so far. It's very, very interesting. Very interesting. I'm hoping to read a little bit more. Then I want to shower. Then I want to eat. I do want to read quite a bit more because I bought some new Nintendo Switch games and I want to play them tonight, but I do want to get a bit of reading done first. So these are the books. The spines are really nice. They're kind of like vibing a bit. It's too late in the day to be starting this intro. I think I might have a shower. That might help me a bit. What time is it? Yep, it's time for a shower. I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be back with another update very soon.
Darling. Hello. Do you not like the camera? She doesn't like the camera. Okay.
It's been a few days now. It's just been hectic, you know, like it's actually been quite hectic, and it just felt like it didn't really slow down. I felt like it really didn't get a chance to sit down and have a bit of a chat just because of exhaustion. I really don't want to say too much about this book just yet. I will say I am loving it. I'm so happy that I'm loving it. I'm having such a great time with it. And the reason why I don't want to say too much about it is because I'm nearly done. I've only got like just under 100 pages. I can easily get it done this afternoon. It's currently 3:20-ish in the afternoon. I can easily get this done tonight and start a new book, which I need to get a bit of a wriggle on with the reading because I can't buy any more books until I read the ones I've recently bought. Well, I went to the bookshop the other day. I thought I was just going to have a little bit of a browse, but no. I found a new release book from an author that I have read 2 books from previously and just loved them, loved the writing. Hot Wax by ML Rio. I found it, I bought it, it's signed by her too, and not just the book plate sign. Oh, no, my friends. It is, I'm getting there, I promise ya. It is actually like signed by the author herself, which is actually like really pretty cool. If a book says it's signed, but it's on that book plate where it's like a sticker kind of thing and it's just stick it down, I won't touch it. If it's on a page like this, she's coming home with mama, she's coming home with me. And this is ML Rio's new book, new release. I have read If We Were Villains, was it last month or the month before? I loved that book. I thought it was a really good book. This one is like follows, yeah, it's like the late 1980s, it's summer 1989, and it's about rock and roll and about trauma. Because I am still on a little bit of a book buying ban and I really shouldn't be buying more books until I read the ones that I've bought, which is the whole point of this, that I've recently purchased in the month of August. I'm not doing September because this is my first September one, so that doesn't really help, you know. But the ones in August, that's the ones I'm focusing on. So because I broke my book buying ban a little bit, I'm going to add this book onto this reading vlog. You know, I did this to myself. I have to read my recent purchases before I buy any more books. You know, just to help a girl out a little bit because the bookshelves are looking a little bit full at the moment. The bookshelf I'm looking at, there's 2 shelves of books I have read. The rest of them, unread. So I need to wriggle on a little bit. That's what this reading vlog is about. It's helping to hold me a little bit accountable for buying books and not reading them, and saying to myself, hey honey, read the books you have first before you go and buy any more. It's fantastic that you're loving reading at the moment, but just tone it down a little bit, you know. It was a very good, productive day today, and I'm very happy with myself. I'm slowly getting back into editing and making content and even filming. But yeah, I'm slowly getting back into it. And it feels really, really, really good. I just feel like a lot of chaos in my life has slowed down a lot. And it's good. The new job is going good. It's my 3rd week. Now that I've settled down, the work is good. The work is keeping me busy. I really only have 2 early morning starts, but I technically have 3 big days, which is my Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays. They're my big days. Wednesday, Thursday are pretty chill. Friday, Saturdays are my days off, and unless I get asked to pick up an extra shift because someone's on holiday, because that's what they do. They ask people to step up a little bit and say, hey, can you do some extra? And I said, okay, I know coming up in like the next 2 or so weeks, I do have to work 6 days instead of the 5. Tomorrow is Saturday. Saturday, Sunday, I will not be doing any sort of YouTubery work. Monday, I have to get up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'd say more 5 o'clock because it doesn't take me long to get to the new job that I'm at. So I'd say around 5 o'clock in the morning for a 6:30 start, and then I finish at 4 in the afternoon. It's a big day. It's a long day. So I'll probably does anyone else struggle to say probably? But I will probably be a little bit too tired on a Monday to do anything, but we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, I gotta go because I want a snack. Because I've done a little bit of YouTubery work today, and I thought to myself, you know, it's Friday, just finish a little earlier, because normally when I did YouTubery work, when I edited videos more constantly, I would finish at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and like it's Friday, let's just cut it back a little bit longer, or earlier I should say. So that's what I'm doing. I'm finding a good process with content creation as well, and just like planning things. I'm actually using Excel. I find Notion doesn't really work for me. Notion is just for like the basic stuff. I don't know, just something about Notion is just didn't work how I wanted it to, but I figured out some things in Excel and it's working really, really well. I need to finish this off, so I think I might actually do that this afternoon before I read. My next one is actually going to be Break Room, so I want to finish, which I will do very, very shortly. I do want to finish off this one. It's only like 100 pages left. I might have a bit of a snack beforehand. I have finished How to Survive Camping: The Man with No Shadows by Bonnie Quinn. It was a very, very, very good book. I gave it a 4 stars. I was thinking to myself, should I give it like a bit of an extra star, like a half quarter or 3/4 star rating, because apparently I do that now. I was thinking about it, and 4 star feels good. It's a very high 4-star. This book may make my honorable mentions list for like the best books of the year. And considering the year I'm having so far, which is a good year, I'm going to be struggling a little bit with picking books that I think will be like the best of the best, but this one will definitely be making my honorable mentions. It was fantastic. The rules and the guides were awesome. It was a fun, quirky little book. It was unique. I think this has been called cozy horror, but it does not shy away from some of the horror elements, which I really appreciate. It can be a little bit gory, a little bit gruesome. The monsters and the ancients, or the inhumans, I think is what was called in here. They are very fascinating. There's definitely history. This campground goes so far back in the family tree. This campground in Goat Valley is a family business, essentially. And Kate is like struggling. She has grief, she has anger, she has to deal with everything. She has to deal with stupid campers who don't listen to her rules, and it angers her, and she's trying her best to protect the people of this town, but the people in this town don't give a shit. And it just feels so layered. You know how you always hear when a female character has been called stabby? Well, Kate actually is stabby. We get into her backstory a little bit. We get to see a little bit more of her. I've heard a review, I've heard someone say that they wanted to see a little bit more from the side characters, but I don't know, I think I'm okay not knowing too much more about the side characters. The way it's written, it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's written as, it's really hard to describe how this book is written. Kind of breaks the fourth wall and talks to you kind of thing. And then it's also a horror story, and it's also kind of like a bit of a guidebook. I really liked some of the interactions that she has with the Inhumans. There are some that are, I'm going to loosely say, nice. And there are some that are just scary and terrifying, and you should just run away from them and not trust them at all. Even some of the interactions that Kate has with the other characters, I really, really liked. Kate gives zero fucks, and I love that about her. I love her so much. It also talks about how the seasons affect the Inhumans, and does it ramp up activity? Does it decrease activity? So it does feel well thought out. It's very solid writing. I would definitely be continuing on with the series. The next books in this series, I think book 2 is The Lady in Chains. That one's coming out April next year. That is one of my anticipated books now. It kind of like pokes fun at some parts in the book world kind of thing. It had like a funny remark where Kate kissed one of the Inhumans and she's like, no, it's not like a fantasy romance. It's not what you think kind of thing. And it was written so well. It just had like funny little moments, and there were moments that were just like terrifying. I wasn't really that scared. I think I would call this like a beginner for horror people. For people that want to get into horror, I think this would be like a good beginner for you. Because of the amount of the Inhumans that are in this campground, it really does not let up at all. So it's kind of like, go, we got to figure out what the man with the no shadow wants. And it was so good. I could talk about this for a long time, but I feel like I'm running out of things to say. I've talked about the main points I've wanted to talk about, and I've had a very good fun time with this. And I just picked this book up on a whim at the bookshop because it just caught my eye. Because what do you mean, how to survive camping? And what do you mean, the man with no shadow? And the fact that camping in the woods is already a bit of a scary thing, but when you add like Inhumans and ancients and gods and monsters and all that kind of jazz into it, it just adds that extra layer of creepiness. And it's a small town as well. It's in a very small town. The small town are loudly ungrateful, but quietly grateful. Like, people don't, it's a really complicated relationship that Kate and her family have with the townsfolk of this small town. She does have some good relationships, especially with the older sheriff. I could go on and on about this book. It's been a long time since I've had fun with the book. Oh, and you see, there's more. There's always more. This was also like a Reddit page where it's like no sleep, like No Sleep or Reddit No Sleep or whatever. This is my second book that was published, I guess you could say, from that page or from that thread. The first one was We Used to Live Here by Marcus Klewa, however you pronounce his last name. And I loved that book a lot. I think I gave that book like 5 stars or something like that, or even a 4-star. It was so flipping good. And I read a sample of that book, of his new book, The Caretaker, and so freaking creepy, honestly. But yeah, this one, fantastic. I'm gonna rest up a little bit. I think I do want to try and get a bit of a start into Break Room by Mia Lee. I'm hoping to have a good time with this one. I think I've already talked about this one in the intro. Who is the biggest villain in your office? And it's this reality TV show called The Break Room. 8 people receive a mysterious invitation to participate in the reality show. Things take a nasty turn immediately when they learn how they were chosen. They were voted in by their own co-workers as the people they'd least like to share a break room with. As more details about the game are revealed and alliances shift, each contestant comes to realize that surviving the show isn't the greatest challenge. It's facing up to who they really are. This is also anticipated of mine, like an anticipated book of mine, and I'm really hyped, really excited to get into this. It's another nice, short little book. I flipped through it, I think. Well, let me just say I flipped through it. Oh yeah, it's like under 200 pages, and the chapters are nice and short, so that's a bit of a plus for this reading vlog, because the days are flying by, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't want to be in a panic mode. I don't want that, but I'm really excited to get into this one. Hello. It is Saturday. It's actually just turned to 9 o'clock right now, and I'm out and about today. I'm going to have a nice chill day today, and my seatbelt sign is going to be tinging soon. I can't do this with one hand, wait a minute. So yeah, despite what my shirt says that it's Sunday, it's actually Saturday because I work Sundays, which is completely fine with me. I'm having a me day today. I've got some things I want to do, but first is breakfast, and I'm at my local coffee shop, one of my top spots, my favorite spots, and I gotta fucking tell you, it is so busy. I don't know where or if I'm going to get the chance to sit and eat, because I like to sit and eat my breakfast here, but it's so busy. I don't know who or what the hell, but this car park area is so full. Like, I should have known. Saturdays are always busy for them. I'm assuming even Sundays as well, but it's like freaking busy. Like, what the heck? I don't know if I'm going to have room to eat my brekkie. I don't know where I'm going to eat my brekkie. I'll have to eat it in the car. But the thing is, I wanted to do some reading as well, so I don't know. I do have plans to go to the beach, to the Strand, so I might read there. We'll see. I'm just like, holy crap, I know they open at... Oh, what time do they open on the weekend? Good question. But my brekkie will be ready in 10 minutes. I should have known that it was going to be busy when my breakfast was going to be ready in like 20 minutes. Because it usually takes like 10 minutes for them to make stuff. So that should have been like a dead giveaway. Do they really open at 6? I thought they opened at 7. They open at 6. Oh, gosh. Okay, what does the app say? The app doesn't really tell me anything because you can order in advance, and that doesn't really tell me much. Oh, God, okay, that's alright. I knew it was going to be. I'll be fine. Oh, it looks like there's some people... Oh, do you know what? All the people that do exercise, that's who's taking it. And I swear, I think there is like a drop-off and pick-up point for people that work in the mines. I don't know, but I see like a group of men with the suitcases, and they always wait for like a bus, or they hop onto a bus. So I don't know if there's like any mines around the place or something like that. Quarries, or I have no freaking idea. But yeah, it's going to be a chill day. I'm just waiting for breakfast. I am home now. It is 11:40. It's nearly lunchtime. I wasn't planning on coming home this early, but I didn't want to do any extra things. I had brought my camera with me because I did want to go to the beach. Like, I'm pretty sure I told you I wanted to go to the beach, but it just didn't happen. I just didn't feel like it. I did end up getting a table. I did get a table at the cafe that I had breakfast at, which was fantastic. It was nice. I did end up reading a little bit of Break Room, and this could be a very wild book. I'm up to chapter 4, which is just say page 41. I ended up reading the first chapter last night. So, first chapter, which would have taken me up to page 13. So around just say a little over 30 pages I read this morning out at the cafe. And I feel like this could be a very fast-paced book. I am enjoying it so far. It could be a wild ride. It could be a wild ride. It seems like it might be something to do with like a social commentary on human behavior and what is acceptable and what isn't in a break room. It seems to be a little bit more challenge based. Think of something similar like Big Brother in a way, but make it like a break room of an office, like how offices have tea rooms or staff rooms or break rooms or whatever. And I don't want to say too much because it is a 200-page book. It doesn't really... Oh no, it does say a game. It does call it a game, so new reality TV show. Yeah, okay. And it does talk about a bit of the history of the break room as well and how it originated, and that was very fascinating. There are some little twists. The rules of the game, of the reality TV show game challenge thingamajiggy, is a little bit mysterious. Like, the characters are not really told too much about it, and neither are we. We're only getting, like, little bits of information when it seems like we need to know it, like on a need-to-know basis kind of thing. Like, it'll be revealed to us when the character reveals it or finds out information, and it could be a wild ride. Like, I'm actually really excited for it. It could be a very, very interesting book to read. It was such a busy day, even out at the shopping center. Just a very, very busy day today. It's not school holidays yet, so I don't know what the heck is happening out there. I just did not feel like going out, and it's not because of the crowds. The crowds and being busy doesn't bother me too much. I just did not feel like it. I just felt like staying home a little bit more today. But I did get to do 2 things I had wanted to do, which was to have breakfast out and to buy a couple of pair of pants because I do want to update my wardrobe a little bit. And I did those 2 things and I was happy with doing those 2 things. And I was like, I can go home being happy and not feeling like, oh, I wanted to do this and not doing it. What am I going to do today? I don't know what I want to do for lunch. I really don't. I know I have a lot of leftovers I could reheat, or I don't know. I do want to play a little bit of Tiny Bookshop this afternoon. I do want to do that. That sounds like a really fun thing to do. And then I do want to read a bit more of Break Room. Look, I have loose goals to finish it today because the chapters are short. The writing is big enough that it kind of feels like you could fly through the book. And yeah, the book is wild. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. I'm having good vibes about it so far, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, I don't have too much. It's gonna be a chill day today before I go to work tomorrow. Yeah, I just start at 8 o'clock, which isn't too bad, and I finish at 3, which is pretty good. Hoping for a chill afternoon. It is Wednesday, so a bit of a time jump. I apologize for that. It's just work. I left you on Saturday, I think it was. So Saturday came and went. I was not in the mood to film. Late Saturday afternoon into the evening, I just ended up playing Tiny Bookshop for that time, like late afternoon, early evening. I just played Tiny Bookshop. And on Sunday, I did end up finishing Break Room by Mia Lee. I really, really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4 stars. I feel like there's so much to unpack, and I thought this was a 200-page book. The last 40, 50-ish pages are for, like, an excerpt for this author's duology, the Delegate Dream Department Store, which I do have. I do have the duology. So it was only like 150, 140-ish pages, this book, so it's really a novella, and it was good. I really enjoyed it. I kind of wish that the ending had have been a bit more of a spectacle. It was just like, oh, okay kind of thing. I feel like there is like so much to unpack here. And I feel like it was written quite well. I enjoyed the writing. Because it's such a small book, I don't know what else to say. Another thing I could say is that there are so many unlikable people that do little things, and some things that someone may think, or the person doing the act may think is a friendly gesture, someone else may not see it as that. It's also to do with how can one person be seen as the office villain when the person that put that other person in has just as bad like ticks and flaws and little quirks that they have, you know what I mean? So out of everyone that, like, everyone has their own little office break room quirks, you know, like that. So who's the worst out of it? You know, like so much to unpack. It was good. I really enjoyed it, which I'm so happy that I did. It also has cute little illustrations as well, so we've got that of one character, so cute little illustrations. And there is another one. There was another one with cake, if I can find it. Cake. I know there's cake somewhere. See, cake. Yummy. There are some other cool little quirks about this book, but I don't want to get into it because I don't want to spoil it because it is so short, but I really enjoyed this. I thought it was a really good book. And then I started 5-Star Stranger. When did I start this? Monday or Sunday? I can't remember. Did I say I finished Break Room Sunday? I think I did, but I finished Break Room on Sunday. I think I started this one on Monday. This one, I wasn't certain how I was going to feel about it, but there is something that after looking at the synopsis or the plot of the book for so long, it actually finally clicked. Like, one aspect of it finally clicked, because I thought it was this guy that has a real daughter. It turns out he's not the real daughter. It's no spoiler. It pretty much tells you. It even says at the back, would you hire someone to be the best man at your wedding, your stand-in brother, the father to your child? I thought that child was his. It's not his. So it's this guy that's on a rental stranger app, and people can rent him for their +1, whatever else, and all that kind of stuff. And I did not realize the daughter was not his. The daughter is not his, and I just did not realize that. It clicked the other day when I actually paid a bit of attention to it, and it's intrigued me a lot now. I thought it was just going to be like a typical romance about like two exes and kind of like a second chance romance kind of thing, but I don't even know if there's going to be any romance in this at all. I don't know. I think it's to do with like loneliness. A strikingly vivid novel about isolation in a hyper-connected world. 5-Star Stranger is the story of a man who finds out who he is by being anyone but himself. Like, I knew that was going to be an aspect of it, but I don't know why I'm making such a big deal about the fact that the daughter is not his. And I was thinking, why is his ex giving him money kind of thing? I was like, what? That doesn't make sense. But I was like, no. Oh my gosh. Apparently a nosy neighbor is going to like upend his life or whatever. There's going to be a lot. I think this is going to be a bit of a sucker punch of a novel. I don't know why I'm making a big deal out of it, but anyway, that's that. And I think that's all the update I have for you today. Alrighty. Oh, that afternoon sun is like so blinding and so bright, holy cannoli. So while I'm waiting for my PC to behave for once, I might give you a bit of an update just on what's been happening lately. Reading-wise, reading is still going. I don't want to update on that because I feel like I would just be repeating myself, so I'm not going to really talk too much about the book here. First update, I'm going to show you a picture. I was parking my car to go into work, and across the road there's a house. And the house has like trees and shrubbery and all that kind of stuff. And I shit you not, I got so freaked out by what I had seen in the freaking tree of this house. It was literally a cardboard cutout of a bust from like the shoulders upwards of a person. It's very effective in being really creepy. Like, what the heck was that? That freaked me out. It freaked me out a lot. I thought it was a coconut or like a balloon or something like that. And I thought to myself, that tree does not grow coconuts. It does not grow coconuts. Then I had a better look and I took my phone out and took a photo and zoomed it up. Fair enough, it was an actual cardboard cutout of someone. It was honestly really, really freaky. Yesterday, I had a little bit of a day trip, well, half a day trip my parents and I took. And that went good. It was nice to get out of the house for a little bit. And then today, my mum showed me that there's a new bookshop that opened up. And it's called Dymocks. Before, you would used to have to go to one of the biggest cities in Queensland, but now they have actually opened up one in my city, and I'm so freaking excited. And yes, I did splurge a little bit because, you know, it's first like new bookshop excitement, you know. Clearly the book buying ban is not really going well, but you know, we're all the same, aren't we? So first off, I have this really gorgeous edition of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. It's a hardback copy. The hardcover is pretty basic, but that's honestly fine. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Take the dust jacket off because I just scared the crap out of me. So it's got this of the characters of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. And then we've got this one as well. And then this edition also has some illustrations, if I can find one for you. And I did not realize this book had footnotes. Oh. Come back. So yeah, this also has illustrations as well. I was actually going to go for the paperback edition, but I decided against it because when I had seen this, like the hardcover edition, I thought to myself, you're coming home with me. So that's what I did. I bought it, and the paperback edition was a little bit too tightly bound, like the spine of it was a bit too tight. And I've also been on like a bit of an Asian fiction kick lately. The first one I have is the Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop. Very stunning cover. The little blurb on the front says, as the last petal falls, the final page is turned. Like, what do you mean by that? That sounds sad, really. Sounds really sad. What is about to happen to you will give you the strength you need to move forward. That is why Kobako invited you here. I'm butchering that name, I apologize. Yeah, this bookshop only appears during the cherry blossom season. I think it's to do with so these people help their guests confront the lingering sadness through the power of stories, enabling them to move forward with renewed hope. Sounds like it's going to be a bit of a gut-wrenching one. And then this one caught my eye. It's called Dinner at the Night Library. Look at this. It's a beautiful, striking cover. I don't know, just something about it I just really like. The Night Library is no ordinary library. Within it are found the rarest and most unusual collections, the books of deceased famous writers, the books they wrote, the books that inspired them, the books they loved. And it looks like it's split up into episodes. So I don't know. Oh, it's got cute little drawings. I love it when books have cute little drawings like that. It is honestly like so adorable. This one I have been after for quite a while. Watermoon. I finally got a really, really gorgeous edition. Well, actually, I finally got a edition of Watermoon. This lighting is not doing any good, is it? So yeah, I finally got Watermoon. I've been really wanting to read this book. The pawn shop will appear for the chosen ones there, and they are the ones that are lost, and they will find a place to pawn their life choices and deepest regrets. I think from what I've heard and from what people have said, it's kind of like Studio Ghibli vibes, and I haven't watched too many Studio Ghibli movies. I've only seen two, which was Howl's Moving Castle and Kiki's Delivery Service. I loved Kiki's Delivery Service. That one, I think it might be a bit of a favorite. Howl's Moving Castle, it was fine. I liked it enough. There was a bit of a twist to it that I really enjoyed. So, yeah, a bit overhyped Howl's Moving Castle. Don't yell at me, okay? I enjoyed it, I had fun with it, and I'm hoping to have fun with this one too. I tell you, last night, I was not feeling well at all. I think I may have caught like a bit of a 24-hour bug or something, because I thought I was about to throw up late last night, and I was like, oh no, I have a new job, I can't afford to like take time off. Like, I do have some hours accumulated, like if I were sick, I do have some time accumulated, but I'd rather not. I'd rather wait a full year before I go on holiday or anything like that. It was very busy out uptown today, only because of the fact that it's school holidays now. In my state that I live in, it's school holidays, so like everyone is out and about. So I'm going to try and my best to avoid like the really like the supermarkets and the shopping centers. I'm gonna try and avoid them as best as I possibly can. Good luck to me. I don't know what else to say, really. That's why I really haven't been showing my face enough, because I'm just like, yeah, this has happened, just everyday shit. The book is going fine. I don't want to say too much, because I feel like I would be repeating myself, so I'm going to save my thoughts until the end of when I finish reading the book. Alright, folks, it has been over 24 hours since I read this book. I finished it last night, and excuse the lighting. Actually, ooh, wait a minute, let me see if I can turn that off so it won't be so colourful. Alright, let's see if that kind of works. So yeah, like I said, been a little over 24 hours and I finished this book. I have given this book a 3.5 stars out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I was like really stuck with how to rate this book, because it wasn't a complete 4-star and it wasn't really a complete 3-star. It didn't feel right to me, because there were aspects to this book that I really, really enjoyed, more to do with like the social commentary about isolation and how in our modern age, in our modern society, we are just so hyper connected to everything. There's an app for pretty much everything. And if you're lonely, all you have to do is just go onto this app and like make friends and stuff like that. And I really liked that social commentary a lot. I also liked the fact that I feel like this is more like a bit of a family drama. Some people's reviews on Goodreads had said this is like mum and dad drama in a book, like mummy and daddy having issues kind of thing. And I would absolutely agree wholeheartedly with that. And or not also that, it's also how your childhood, your upbringing can really fuck up a child into adulthood. And especially if you were a child that is now an adult and you haven't had that strong role model figure, it would be a good relationship as well as a strong role model in your life when you haven't had it, when you were a child and now an adult, and when you are thrust upon this role of being a father. Like this rental stranger guy is now a father to this little girl, and that he's been like that for years. The fake mother and daughter are his longest clients. He hasn't really had a good childhood either, and that has really affected him. And he hasn't really had a strong fatherly role model, so how can he be a father? Like, how would he know how to be a father and that kind of stuff? We don't even get to know who Stranger is, because we only know his name as Stranger. We don't really know his actual proper birth name, his real name. And not knowing his name added like a whole mystery surrounding him. There was one aspect in the book where he could have had a bit of a fatherly figure, and even that really didn't turn out how I thought it was going to be. People have a lot of really warp, different kind of ideas on what things look like and what happiness looks like and what family looks like and all that kind especially family. Just with that scene with the potential father figure for Stranger, just with that, he also has had a bit of a rough childhood in a way, It's like a snowball effect, you know, like a domino effect. It's you're not breaking the wheel is still circling, it's still cycling kind of thing. It was frustrating. Some of these characters I wanted to slap in the face. Just communicate with each other. But then again, it's also the fact of how can they communicate when they haven't had a good relationship and good communication with parental figures and role models when they were kids, you know, so it all falls back on that. And this client of his that really puts a spanner in the works for his long-term role as a father to this young girl, she is a bit of a cow for that. Like, it is not her place to say that. There is nothing that pisses me off more when people blab their mouth for things that they have no business blabbing about. And I do feel like most of the characters here are unlikable. The only likable one is the little girl. What's her name? Lily? Is that her name, Lily? I think so. Oh, wait, let me go to the beginning. Oops. Nearly dropped the book. Lily, yeah. The only likable person really is Lily. And the ending, I would have liked to have had a bit more closure for the ending. I don't want to say the ending was rushed. I just wanted a little bit more closure, even just like a couple of chapters following Lily and Lily's mother. I would have really liked to have seen how that went, because that kind of felt a little bit abrupt when it had come to that. Like, there were some things, like, again, mummy daddy issues kind of thing, and I really do not want to talk spoilers about it, but therapy is probably a big like thing that they should be doing. But yeah, there is just so much to talk about and so much to unpack, and also that we are so lonely as a society. We want our feelings and we want to feel like they are valid, and we want to feel like we are not alone. And yes, some people are a little bit self-aware about why they are lonely and alone in life. It really reflects a modern day life, modern day society, and I thought it was done well. Just some little character things that really, really ticked me off, but I enjoyed it. And after this one, I have kind of started reading, and this is going to be my last book for the vlog just due to time constraints. The last book I'm going to be reading, and this one I'm really, really excited for. I kind of started it last night, but only just read like a chapter-ish, and that is Catabasis by R.F. Kuang, my first R.F. Kuang book I am going to be reading. I do have Babel, that is my first book I ever bought from R.F. Kuang, but this book, Catabasis, is going to be my first book I am reading from this author, and I am actually quite excited about it. I didn't realize that that it's kind of Alex's fault. Alice, not Alex's. That it's kind of Alice's fault. She thinks that it's her fault that she kind of killed her professor, and I was not expecting that. I thought the professor died or went missing, and both Alice and Peter, who is Alice's rival, her biggest rival, I knew it was those two going into hell to save the professor, but I didn't realize that it was Alice's fault kind of thing, and they're going into hell to rescue him. It looks like it pretty much dives straight into it kind of thing. It looks like the first few chapters, and by few chapters I mean possibly 1.5, 2-ish chapters, are just going to be like a bit of a backstory, like how did this professor die, what did this professor mean to Alice and Peter. After that, it looks like they will be going into hell to rescue him, because Alice, and I'm assuming Peter as well, but Alice needs her professor alive to put in a good word for her so that she can be the best magician. Is a magician, or oh yeah, to become the brightest minds in the field of analytic magic. I'm really excited to be getting into like a big book because the books I've been reading up to date have been just over 300 pages or around the 200 page mark, but even smaller as well. There were some books that are even smaller, so I would say between 150 to just over 300 pages. So to get into a 500 page book, I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to sinking my teeth into it. I like the writing from like the first page, so I'm hoping to have a good time. I didn't realize that there were some drawings of, I think it's a pentagram or something like that, but there are some drawings here and there and I can't find it, but I did see it. I'm excited about it. I think I will like it. I'm going to read at least 3 chapters. It looks like, I don't know if this is going to be like in between all of the chapters, but it looks like between each chapter there is like this kind of like this interlude kind of thing where it looks like a history note, because after chapter 1 it says on magic. I don't know if there's anything. Yeah, because see, in chapter 2 they pretty much enter hell straight away into chapter 2, so that's why I'm saying it kind of starts off pretty much straight away. And one thing as well, this book has chapter breaks, and I love those kinds of things in books. Oh no, it doesn't look like it's in between each chapter that there's like a note on magic in between each chapter. It's kind of like an interlude. So okay, so yeah, I'd at least like to get into 3 chapters in this book. And then the rest of the evening is just going to be sitting on my ass and watching a little bit of YouTube. And I have not looked at you once since I said that, so I'm being very rude. I'm really, really looking forward to it, so wish me luck. I kind of feel like I owe you an apology, even though I really don't need to apologize to you. But I need to apologize to myself and to this vlog because I did not want this update to go on for as long as it has been. But it has been, I would say, close to a month. It is November 12th, and I wanted to update you since October because it has been a little bit since I have finished Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. And there has been a lot of discussion about this book. I really haven't properly looked at the videos that I've seen online about them too deeply, but obviously everyone's opinions are their own. Everyone's opinion is valid if it's said in a certain way, if it's like more of a discussion than bringing someone down. I'm going to be in the minority of this, and I'm going to say I really enjoyed this book. I gave this one a 4 stars. I did not really say too much about this book when I was reading it because I really did not have too much to say, because if I kept updating you on it, I just feel like it would have been a little bit too repetitive. I thought the journey into hell was very interesting and really brought a lot of other fictional portrayals of hell into here. So like Dante's Inferno, or the like Dante, the Divine Comedy. That one was mentioned a little bit more. There were other books about hell and the journey through hell and the levels of hell or the tiers of hell that were in here. I think I remember hearing or reading Orpheus. I don't know entirely 100%, but this book makes me want to learn more about it. I definitely do want to read Dante or Dante's Inferno, the Divine Comedy, whatever there's so many names for that book. I don't know which one is the proper name for it, but that one, I do want to read that book now because I genuinely have an interest. And it just talks about Alice and Peter. The research that they did about these books that predates this one, that predates their journey into hell, it kind of acts like a bit of a guide for them, but also, is this true? Is what this writer or what this person said about hell, is it true? Has a lot changed? What's changed? What's it like now? Which I think I just said. And it was very interesting. It definitely felt fantasy based. Like there were gods and deities, and I loved it. I really loved that aspect of it. I really enjoyed the academic setting in this as well. And I remember seeing a little clip about R.F. Kuang saying that academia its own kind of hell a little bit in a way. Peter and Alice's, I hesitate. No, it's kind of like their rivalry. They have a bit of a history, and when you're introduced to Alice and Peter, you do get that feeling that there is something there with them. There is something more than rivalry, more than friendship. I would have liked to have seen that explored a little bit more. I would have liked to have had a little bit more emotion with those two, but because of I think because, oh my god, there are so many layers to the story about academia and what it does to you, what it does to your friendships, how it pretty much consumes your whole life, because this professor that Alice is going to see, or going to save rather, he holds the power in his hands to make or break both Alice and Peter's careers, their jobs, what they do for a livelihood, what they do for their life. It's really all-consuming, and it's pretty much their own hell. It's their own kind of hell that they're going through in a way. I really liked the growth that Alice went through. She did go through a bit of a growth. It did take a little bit long to get there. I think it's going to need a little bit more of a reread for it to be a little bit more impactful. I do agree with some people saying that they wanted a little bit more emotion. I do agree with that. But then again, when you're in academia, when your whole life is so focused on academia, getting the best jobs, and like just really, when your whole life is academia, and you're pretty much said you can't have friendships, you can't have this person is your enemy, this person's your rival, you have to beat this person, it really doesn't leave a whole lot of room for emotions, because you're so focused on your life, not relationships. And you know, me talking about it, I think I'm liking it even more. So like, I think it needs a reread for me to like really, because it could be a higher rating for me if I do reread it. So it was so good. There was this talk about feminism in academic settings that kind of blew me away a little bit. Like, I've read books that did have feministic themes or feminism in it. Like, I know with Atmosphere, with that one, I like the discussion of that one in Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid about feminism and women in space, right, and women working in NASA. That was really good, but I feel like it was already talked about before in other books, that, and even just in real life and articles that you read, that it's just kind of like, yeah, it was well done in Atmosphere, but it's just like, yeah, okay, I've read it before, I've heard about it before, but this one was just different, and I really liked that. I remember reading that passage, reading that chapter, or that scene, and just being so slack-jawed and open-mouthed and open-jawed or whatever. And I was like, oh crap, I had to put the book down and just think about it for a minute, because it was well done. There are a lot of flashbacks. I'm not gonna lie, there are quite a few flashbacks. I think if you got rid of the flashbacks, it would be like a 200-page book, I'm not gonna lie. 200-300-page book. I like the ending as well. Were some things predictable? Yeah, kind of. And like I said, I would have liked to have had a bit more emotion with some things, but then again, like I pretty much talked about those points before, so I don't want to repeat again. You see why you didn't really update too much with this book? I want to learn more now. And this is my first book from this author. I do have Babel, or Babel, however you pronounce it, by R.F. Kuang. I do think that one will be a 5-star book for me, because it does focus on language. And after reading The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams, it's really enhanced my love for learning where languages come from. And because I've always had a bit of a fascination as a kid, so knowing that's what Babel is about, I think I'm really going to enjoy it, and I think it's going to be a bit of a higher rating. I'm going to end this vlog now so I can hopefully get it up to you in a bit more of a timely fashion, because I've updated this vlog up until this point. I just have to end it and then do everything else. And also, this is my longest vlog I've ever done. And I really enjoyed making it. It felt natural. I really enjoyed my time with this vlog, so that's good. Quick little recap. We have a 5-star Stranger by Kat Tang. I think I gave this 3.5 stars. Bit of an unexpected hit ish for me. It really resonated with me, this book. We then have Break Room by Mia Lee. Really enjoyed it. A bit of a social commentary, a bit more character focused. I can't remember what star rating I gave this one. And an unexpected hit, How to Survive Camping, The Man with No Shadow by Bonnie Quinn. Loved this book, so quirky, felt original to me, felt fresh, and this is the first in a series. I cannot wait to read the second one. The writing was good. I gave this a 4-star. Loved it a lot. And last but not least, Catabasis by R.F. Kuang. Gave this a 4-star. Thoroughly enjoyed my time, just like the points that I mentioned. Those are the books. Those are the bookie books. 4 stars. I did end up reading Hunger and The Midnight Shift. I'd already read those ones. There's 2 books I did not get to read for this reading vlog just due to time constraints that I didn't get to them, sadly. I will get to them eventually, just hopefully in the new year in 2026 I will. Fingers crossed. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Let me know what you thought about the books down below in the comments, and I will see you in another video. Hopefully not too long. Bye for now.